To worship is to work with dedication and with skill. Worship is also to pause from work and to listen to a strain of music. To worship is to sing with the singing beauty of the earth. It is to listen through a storm to the still, small voice within. Worship is a loneliness seeking communion. It is a thirsty land crying out for rain. Worship is kindred fire within our hearts. It moves through deeds of kindness and through acts of love. Worship is the mystery within us, reaching out to the mystery beyond. Worship is an inarticulate silence, yearning to speak. It is the window of the moment, open to the sky of the eternal. For our moment of centering silence, as we listen to the singing bowl, let us take some deep breaths and relax into a nice, comfortable peace. Brenda has agreed to light our chalice this morning. Thank you, Brenda. May this light remind us of the light of love within us and our connectedness to the love of all that is divine. Today is Palm Sunday, and it marks the beginning of Holy Week in many churches. On this day, some 2,000 plus years ago, following 3 years of preaching and teaching his message of God's love, Jesus enters the city of Jerusalem. He is seated on a donkey, a symbol of peace. He is accompanied by crowds of cheering followers who are waving palm branches with joy. Many of them have seen some of his reported miracles and unexplained healings, and they believe that he is going to save them from the conquering and abusive Romans, using what they believe is his God-given power to physically overcome the Romans. They are shouting Hosanna, which means save now. The mood of the accompanying people is jubilant, celebratory, and anticipatory. Our opening hymn today is a traditional Palm Sunday hymn, Hosanna in the highest. The original words to this tune reflect the crowd's mood on that long ago day, looking forward with certain hope of their rescue. However, the words in our hymn book reflect the insights of a more modern Unitarian thinker looking back on this historical event. I'll play it through once, and I invite you to stand and sing it with gusto, celebrating your own hopes for better days to come. And if you're daring and have a mind to, even wave your palms. Please stand. See where that is, and keep your hand there, and then open back to number 502. In 502, and we will read the paragraphs alternatingly. I will begin. So wait a minute.
Okay, she's in the alternate. This and this. She goes back. She's confused.
Okay. Now is the accepted time, not tomorrow, not some more convenient season.
It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future day or future year.
It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow.
Today is the seed time, now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime.
And turn our pages to number 560. entitled Commitment. People say, what is the sense of our small effort?
They cannot see that we must lay one brick at a time, take one step at a time.
A pebble cast into a pond causes ripples that spread in all directions. Each one of our thoughts, words, and deeds is like that.
No one has a right to sit down and feel hopeless.
There's too much work to do. Thank you. Hold on to your hymn books. Turn in the front hymn section part to number 168. The hymn One More Step. Let's remain seated and comfy. And Dave is going to accompany us and lead us on guitar. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
After the exuberance of the crowd and their praises and hopes on that Palm Sunday, things quickly went downhill for Jesus over the next few days. The mild man of peace created a loud scene at the temple. Many Jews were coming to buy doves to sacrifice for the Passover. Their homegrown local coins could not be used and had to be exchanged for Roman coins. But the money changers, Jewish leaders themselves, charged the people high fees for this service. Religious leaders lining their own pockets by cheating the poor. This practice so enraged Jesus that he physically and violently overturned the tables of the money changers, yelling, "My house is a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of thieves." Later during the week, he would criticize the scribes and the Pharisees leaders, chastising them over and over for their greed and lust for power as they pushed their own agendas on the Jewish people. Already angry at him and jealous and worried about his growing influence, they plotted how to get rid of him. Enter Judas, a disillusioned and disappointed disciple. Then came what is called Maundy Thursday, when Jesus celebrated the Passover meal with his disciples in an upper room. Here began the tradition of the Lord's Supper or communion sometimes called the Eucharist. Then followed the walk to the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus prayed that God would take this cup from me. Yet, knowing he had to fulfill his mission, he ended his prayer saying, "Not my will, but thy will be done." I'm all in, God. Soon the Roman soldiers and disgruntled Jewish people came to arrest him, and they took him away to be questioned, mocked, beaten, and crucified. Our time of offering is an opportunity for us to show that we are all in for the support of this church and the values we profess. Many of us don't actually give money every week. Some give once a month, some once a year, some twice a year. Some of you have already paid what you pledged. But each week that you are here, you bring the gift of your presence. In addition to our offerings for the financial operation of this church, we have containers on the piano to support organ repair, building fund, and discretionary money. May all the ways we each give and show up serve to bless and help this church, our community, and our world. And dear Mac, I'm going to ask if you would kindly, where are you, receive our offering today.
It's as if we always
My mom kept an immaculate house. She actually liked to clean. And after each vigorous cleaning, she'd say, "Phew, I'm all in." By that she meant that she was exhausted. But today's reflection title, All In, has a different meaning. It refers to giving oneself completely to a goal, a mission, a calling. Jesus talked about going all in, but he used different words. He said, "Take up your cross and follow me. For whoever wants to lose their life, whoever wants to save their life will lose it. And those who lose their life for my sake will find it." During Holy Week, we hear a lot about the cross. On the way to his crucifixion, Jesus literally carried his cross. What does it mean to take up our cross and follow him? A simple answer is, follow the way of love. Put love at the center of your life. Let love always have the last word. Let's explore what this could mean. It means denying the self, prioritizing the needs of others over personal desires and comforts, even sometimes over personal safety. Many years ago when I lived downstate, we had a neighbor whose son dropped out of college to enlist in the Army and fight in Vietnam. His mother said he felt such a strong call to do this that he just had to go. 2 weeks later, he was killed. He was a hero, holding off enemy fire while all his men safely made their escape. This was an extreme act of self-denial. When Jim and I visited the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C., shortly after we were married, I found his name on the wall. It was within reach, and I ran my fingers over it. Lorne Wilson, Jr. Our servicemen and women, our police and fire departments, often put their lives in danger to save others. It's a way of life for them as they follow their callings. Yet self-denial happens every day in our ordinary lives. You parents put your children's needs before your own. Family members do the same. Friends often do so for one another. I guess we could say that self-denial is practicing the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, but then go one step further. Taking up your cross means standing for what is right, even when it's unpopular. Daring to speak up when someone else is being bullied. These days, being the odd one out in a family with strong political leanings can be uncomfortable. Decades ago, while visiting my mother, she said, "I have to tell you something. I think your brother is a Democrat." Taking up our cross means working for social justice and standing with the marginalized for a more equitable world. This means doing something, not just complaining about things or saying they should do something. One of my heroes is Marilyn Roper and her husband Harry, who passed away a few years ago. Of the Quaker persuasion, they wrote letters, attended meetings, called congresspeople, and even financially supported need where they found it and were able. Once in a great while, I can do this, but for them it was a way of life. And for Marilyn today, at age 89, it still is. She and Harry initiated getting the peace pole across the street from us. And she still plants flowers around it every spring and tends them. I believe she said they would give a lifetime commitment. That peace pole is filled with written prayers, hopes, and good wishes for peace that were gathered from our local school children and many church children. It really is a holy place, an appropriate place to stand in support of issues of social justice. You know all those requests we all get in the mail every day? The Wounded Warriors, St. Jude, Cancer Research, Alzheimer's, Environmental Defense Fund, Salvation Army, other missions, etc., etc. I know, if you give once, they're going to bug you to death and send more and more requests. But they do point out all the needs in our world and in our area. Perhaps sometimes, one time, we could give something. We could stand or sit at a rally on behalf of others whose incomes, health, or very lives are in jeopardy. Taking up our cross, going all in, is not a half-hearted commitment. It's not just paying lip service to something. Words are cheap. It means walking the talk. This all sounds hard. How can we take up our cross in our own lives, in our own homes? Perhaps you've heard a friend declare, or perhaps you yourself have said, "Oh, the cross I bear. Poor me, the things I have to put up with." I have a friend who tells of the time many years ago when she was a little girl visiting her grandmother. Now, this grandmother was a real lady, but on this occasion, as my friend approached her house, her grandmother was on the back doorstep, sweeping violently, obviously upset and exclaiming, "They say he's a good man. Will God deliver me from a good man?" We've all been there, putting up with one situation or another, putting up with one person or another. Sometimes our prayer is, "God, help us endure the blessings." But let us remember that other family members and friends are putting up with us. My first husband's mother had a fiery temper, but she kept on her wall a prayer that her sweet-tempered mother had given her. After his mother's funeral, my ex handed out copies of this prayer to all the family members, and I keep mine in the kitchen on top of the microwave. It's entitled Morning Prayer. When little things would irk me and I grow impatient with my dear ones, make me know how in a moment joy can take its flight and happiness be quenched in endless night. Keep this thought with me all the livelong day, that I may guard the harsh words I might say, when I would fret and grumble fiery hot at trifles that tomorrow are forgot. Let me remember, Lord, how it would be if these my loved ones were not here with me. Author unknown. Charity begins in the home. Love begins in the home. Going all in, taking up your cross, putting others first, putting up with. Jesus taught that we have to expand on all this, even to loving our enemies, because love must always have the last word. I invite you now to turn to hymn number 6. I'll play it through once. At the end of his ordeal, Jesus said, "It is finished. Into thy hands I commend my spirit." Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? No matter how dark or bleak or defeated things seem, the light of love will never go out. Amen and blessed be.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you'd like to show your support, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and help us out by sharing this message by clicking the share button. If you'd like to make a monetary donation to you, Church Holden, there is a link to our online donations in the video description down below. And again, thank you so much and have a blessed day.